Hey guys, it's Jeff, and in today's video I'm going to be covering the ZT0357, an inexpensive working man's assisted opening blade, coming up after this. Alright guys, I'm back. So, we're talking about the ZT0357, and you can't talk about ZT0357 without considering the numbering system that ZT uses when they talk about their knives. Just to have a little backdrop here, we got 357 Magnum, great gun. This is a gun channel. I do like knives, so I do review knives every once in a while as well, but I'm definitely a gun channel. Guns, gear, knives, politics. So if you're new to my channel and you like this kind of content, please consider giving me a subscription. Subscriptions are what really motivate me to keep making this kind of content for you guys. So it really helps out. It helps more than you realize. And the amount of money that's made is automatically turned right back around into making more content for you guys. So it helps me out. I appreciate it. And you can follow me on my other channels, but I'll cover that at the end of this video. So in this video, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the ZT0357. This is one of the newer financially conscious offerings from Zero Tolerance when it comes to their price conscious models. So what do you get with this knife right here? Well, you get G10 handle scales, you get CPM 20CV steel, and I'll roll in Blade HQ little graphic on hardness and wear resistance and stain resistance and that sort of thing, just if you're interested. This is an in-house brand. Nice sweeping belly on this guy. It's got a high flat grind. Got this little finger cut out here, so if you wanted to put some finger pressure up here, you can. It has full liners. They are not pass-through liners. There is a spacer in the back here. Some jimping on the rear. This does have a deep carry pocket clip, and it is left or right carry tip up only. This is a made in the USA, manufactured in Oregon knife, and who doesn't like a good old-fashioned American-made knife, right? When you can help support Americans that are putting together these fine products, why not support them? So, good-looking knife. They're calling this finish on the blade. This is their working man's finish, or working finish on the high flat grind that they're using here, and it's different than some of the other finishes, and I'm going to show you some comparisons as well, but this isn't like a stone wash. This is like it's similar to a stone wash, but this matteness on it is different. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Good looking knife. It is assisted opening, so if that bothers you, then be aware of that. And I have read that it is difficult to de-assist this knife. Like the flipper on it doesn't really lend itself to being de-assisted very well. So I don't know, your mileage may vary, try it out if it's something you want to do. Maybe you could be a trendsetter. But checked at the time of this video, you can pick these up for about $140. I know that last year around when they first came out, shortly after they first came out, they were down. There were sales all over the place at about $119. I think was the best price I saw this at, and that's about the price that I paid for it. So those prices may come back again. They're circular the way they do their pricing, but we'll see. Time will tell. Keep your eyes out. You might find a good deal. The liner on this has got a good lockup. Steel liners, like I said, it does some jimping here on the flipper. No other jimping except for on top. There's some jimping on top. That is important. And yeah, anyway, so that's the ZT0357. Now, what I will do is I do want to roll in some other some other knives that I have for comparison purposes. Now, a lot of people compare this knife to the 350, just being that it's another inexpensive line of knife in the working man's line, being overbuilt. And so, yeah, the 350 definitely falls in that line. The 357 is a little bit thinner on the blade stock. I don't know if I don't have calipers or anything. It just feels a little bit thinner, and it's a little thinner down towards the point too. It does have this sharp point on it. So, this very pronounced point on the end, great for piercing and that kind of thing. But it's not as fat, and therefore the blade stock is not as thick at the tip. Looks like it's about the same on the back end. I don't know. I'd have to get calipers out. But anyway, a lot of comparisons to the 0350. Some other knives that I would compare it to, just size-wise, not necessarily blade shape, but that is a blade shape that I've seen a lot on ZTs lately. If you look at some of their others, I think it's the Launch One has it, and the Link. I'm sorry, yeah, the Link, the 1776, also has that sweeping blade shape. It's a very common in-house design for Kershaw, which is zero tolerance. But you can see it's about the same size as the 0770, a little bit smaller than the bare knuckle from Kershaw. I like this bare knuckle. That is probably my favorite knife from them at the moment. And then another blade shape that's kind of similar in size is the Knockout. And I can't do a blade comparison without doing the tried and true Spyderco Delica. We all know who uses that as the benchmark for blade sizes. But you can see that there is some similarities there with the Delica. So anyway, great little knife. Has a lot of utilitarian purposes if you don't mind the assisted opening. Good little knife, inexpensive way to get into a zero tolerance, which is a higher end blade steel, higher end manufacturing, great company. I think if you're looking for a zero tolerance, you can't go wrong with the 0357 for the price point to get into it. So anyway, that's all I got on this one, guys. If you like this kind of content, like I said at the opening, please consider subscription. Thumbs up are always appreciated. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments section. We can talk about it. And if you haven't yet, you can check me out on my other social media platforms, bitshoot.com, facebook.com, instagram.com, and now MeWe and Parler. So check me out on those sites, guys, if you haven't seen me there. Creating groups of like-minded people, I think, is more important now than it's ever been before, especially for gun content creators and all the censorship. If you haven't followed the GOA, I get nothing from them, but if you haven't followed the GOA, please consider giving them a membership. They're definitely better than some of the others out there, and they're doing a lot of good work around the United States. So anyway, like I said, that's all I got, guys. If you have any questions, throw them in the comment section, and I'll look for you on those other social media platforms. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.